majored in business administration as well, right? You did
Yes.
business administration.
Yes.
And now why write a book?
Yes.
All right. So
Changed my mind.
okay. Come on.
Alright.
So guys, हमने कितनी बारी सोचा है कि एक जर्नी पे निकल जाएंगे, हमें प्यार हो जाएगा. So guys, there is a guy with us जिसकी स्टोरी स्टार्ट होती है एक जर्नी से. लव स्टोरी होती है basically. So he has given us very good movies like Jab We Met, Tamasha, to name a few. We have Imtiaz Ali with us.
Is the sound okay? You guys can hear, everyone can hear. While all of this will keep happening, I would like to thank all of you for being in this cozy gathering, and I'm very happy for Rupa that we are meeting here in such great weather
Yes.
about such a good book, and we are here essentially to wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
And this is the first book, she needs all the encouragement that she can get.
Thank you so much.
And sorry, you can
All
carry
right.
on.
So we'll start with the unraveling of the book.
क्या करें खोल दें अच्छा something is happening.
I think they have the dummy.
So when did you come to India this time?
This time, day before.
Right now, especially for her. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is just life itself. So there is no distinguishing border between celebration of life and life.
Celebration of life. What does it means to you?
I think celebration, being your authentic self, and being in the moment. It's the little things, I think, which define a life more than the bigger goals in life. And as you go through the journey and you experience life, I think every moment can be a celebration of life.
That was a good one. Okay, where do you find everyday's inspiration to make your art, Imtiaz? Like, do you refer to books? How do you find your inspiration in like daily life?
I think for me the biggest inspiration is people around me in real life, I do read books sometimes and watch movies, etc. But that's not for inspiration. That is just for entertainment. And but mostly from life around me, I derive, things that come into my movies ultimately.
So tell me, what inspired you to write this story? That's the biggest question, right?
Yes, that is the biggest question. So I would say I didn't go looking for inspiration. My background is not in writing. I know he's a master in literature.
Postgraduate in
and-
business administration, you know that.
No. But he's the storyteller and he's the one with the background in literature. I didn't grow up reading many books. I did read a lot of finance, economics, but nothing related to the book. So it was a very late discovery in my life where I realized that I actually enjoyed reading books to the point that once you read it, what the books do is they stretch your imagination. And once your imagination is stretched, it opens up space for a lot of new reflections to come to you. And I think, like I said, I didn't go looking for inspiration. Inspiration sort of came and caught me off guard, I would say. So that's where I am with inspiration. I think inspiration was one part of it, but what made this book happen was Imtiaz Ali's Tamasha in a big way, and that's why he had to be a part of this, because that's where my journey really went down to the next level.
So Tamasha is basically about a storyteller. So that's what inspired you to write a story.
It actually was very interesting because when Tamasha came out, of course, I'd always been a very big fan of his work, and I always felt that I could relate to what he was trying to say. But what happened was when Tamasha came out, 3 of my friends called me, and one of them was in tears, and she's like, I saw this movie and it kept reminding me of you. You really need to go watch that movie and you need to write that book that you've been wanting to write. So for me, it was like, how come 3 people are calling me? What is it about this movie? And then when I went to watch Tamasha, what you realize is that when you yourself are trying to make a decision, right? My background being what it is, and you're working across 3 different time zones, and you're so caught up in life that you say, oh, I want to write, and very quickly your mind will start to reason with you that, oh, maybe you should not, maybe you should put it off until X, Y, and Z. But when I went in to watch that movie, I could not interrupt the flow. I just sat and I watched it from finish to end, the highs, the low, and the fact that the ending was so phenomenal. And that sort of stayed with me. It was like a seed. Now you've seen a movie, you cannot unsee it, right? So it just stays there, it registers, and somewhere it keeps bothering you. So it was like, something wanted to break free. And I kept thinking every morning when I would get up and I would go to work, it would remind me of Ved. And I would really think, look, I'm doing the exact thing that I've seen. It was like a mirror. And that's what I felt. I said somebody you felt had shown you the mirror about what you need to do and what you're not doing and how it is affecting you. So within 6 months of Tamasha, I actually just made a call out to my publisher. I didn't have anything written down. I only had 2 chapters, and I went to him and I said, look, I need to write this book. And Mr. Kapish Mehra, thank you so much to him that he just, for me, I think he just heard the desperation, and I was like, I cannot not do it. And the reason I got to that point was because Tamasha came along and propelled me into doing this. So this book is entirely Imtiaz Ali.
How do you feel when someone says like that, sitting in front of you and she's so inspired by a movie? How do you feel?
It seems like मैं कोई और हूँ, and it seems there's a very nice Urdu poem that while she was talking, it's what happens is that when people say these things out of practice, I just say thank you and act humble. The honest truth is that it just doesn't hit me. It's as though they're talking about somebody else. So the poem that I was saying is that मेरा अक्स है सरे आईना, पसे आईना कोई और है. मेरे भेष तेरे देश में मेरे भेष का, तेरे देश में मेरे भेष में मेरे नाम का कोई और है. It just seems as though they are talking about somebody else.
Alright, so, okay.
Is all this clear? What she was saying, is it?
But I think there is also a lot of influence of, like he said, you know, life in general, people that you meet, and every character is a bit of the author. And so I would say it's not just Maya who is a little bit of me. I even feel that with every character there's a part of them that I can relate with, and so yes, in a way, this book has a part of me.
So tell us a bit about this book. Can you give an overview to the audience?
Yes. So this book is the story of a girl who has achieved a lot of material success. She's checked every box on the list. She's got the career, she's got the money, she's got the glamour, but she cannot find her happiness. And as her relationship and everything else falls apart, she starts to have a dream about a girl calling her home. And so she decides to leave everything behind that she's worked so hard to attain. She just drops it and she goes on this journey to the only other home that she could define was Jaipur, where she had spent 2 years of her childhood life. And once she comes there, she goes on a transformative journey with a few different people. She meets a little boy, Ananda. She meets a gypsy woman, and then there's this entrepreneur from London who's into social giving. So she discovers a new meaning of life, a different outlook on life. And she of course meets the man, you know, of her dreams, but at the end, and most importantly, she discovers herself through this journey, through this process, and that to her is the answer to all the problems that she's had in her life. It is that happiness and home is not a place where you arrive or where you, you know, home is not a place where you arrive or you live in. It's a place where you belong and you return to. And it's a return to the beginning, a return to within.
That was really good. And that all your stories start with the journey. I want to ask you this question: why do you start your story in such a way where some cat is running away from life and then is finding a life?
Actually, when somebody makes a story, it's not because he knows something about it. He only makes it, I guess, because he wants to know something about it. So the stories that I make are my own attempts to finding some answers. So I don't know what I'm doing, actually.
Right. You don't know what you're doing, but it happens, right?
No, I have to write a story, I write it, then there's a story, then there's a boy and there's a girl, and they are in a journey or running away and they meet up or they don't meet, and then later there is a press conference. And when there's a press conference, usually I try to come across as intelligent as I can. And I, you know, say as smart things as possible for me to say.
All right. So tell me, what compelled you to, you know, come to this event and launch this book?
I think your hair is parching. Yeah.
So tell me, what made you to come to this event and launch this book?
No, actually, Rupa has been in touch. We have been in touch with her for a long time. Sorry, I was wrong. Something else. Is that your?
Do we want to switch the mic? Would you?
Is it one of your mics?
No, it's a vent.
I know, but where is it hitting? Okay, it's good for now.
It's stopped.
It's good for now? So I've been in touch with Rupa over some time on the net and the phone, etc. And there is something in what she was saying that seemed very, like I could connect to her somehow, or I could connect to what she was saying. It is not something very logical, but then I thought that she really has a reason to ask me to be here. I did not really know what the reason was. Sometime back we met at a coffee shop and she started to tell me, but I said, no, let's hold it. Why don't you tell me there? Otherwise it will be a repeat. Now I know that watching Tamasha was the reason for her to want me to be here today when the book releases. Yeah, but there was something familiar. There was something, I felt that I could connect to what she was saying. That's why I'm here.
All right. That was really good. So tell me, how important is travel for you both?
Okay, so travel for me is very, I think I really look forward to travel because it teaches you a lot, and when you look back over your life, I think it's those few days or, you know, that short period of time that you tend to remember the most. And especially when you go away from your routine, you open up to a lot of experiences. And I'd like to narrate a very small incident that's about my dad. So, you know, coming from the background and influence I had, of course, he's the biggest influence in my life in a lot of ways. But I was in my 12th grade, and one of his friends was coming in from Switzerland, and they were going to go on a tour. They were going to go to Agra, Varanasi, Nepal, Khajuraho, the whole 9 yards. And my father said, you know, there's this trip and there's this group of people, and I want you girls to go on this travel and just do your thing. And I said, no, you know, I've got my pre-boards. I said, I'm in 12th grade. There's no way I can afford to drop my exams and just go right now. And my dad, he just called me. He said, come sit down. He's like, there's something I need to tell you. I said, yes. He said, you know, these exams, they will come in your life again and again. This opportunity to travel will come only once. It's not coming back. He said, I'll get a medical certificate made and you go ahead and go travel. And you know, that was like till date, my sister's here and we cannot stop talking about that trip. And we were like, thank God for the advice we got about that travel. And so that's where I come from. I mean, I just love, and I really feel that's an opportunity that life presents to you and you've got to take it.
So what about you? How important is travel for you, Imtiaz? I know every movie comes with it.
Dramatic. I think it is very dramatic when the scenery keeps changing all the time and the people that you're with keeps changing all the time. When there is no set parameter of how your day needs to be or what you might see or who you might meet in the day, I think that is very entertaining and dramatic. And not only is it fun for me, I think it's also inspiring because a lot of my stories are about travel.
Tell me one story that hit your mind while you were traveling. Which was that movie that you made? While
all
movies were
so many, like,
during your travels.
Yeah, so many of them actually.
All right, I should travel more. Like I should also start traveling now. So we'll open up the questions for media now.
Yeah.
Now she's saying, I have one question for you, Imtiaz. Did you get a chance to go through the book? Did you read any of the chapters?
I've not read the book, but I've read the back page, the foreword.
Mm-hmm.
I've read around the book.
All
and
right.
also, Rupa has told me a little bit about it.
All right,
I
so
take
Rupa,
time
do you
read
want to
books.
tell something to Imtiaz about the book, the particular chapter that you want Imtiaz to read, you know?
No, I'll read the whole book.
Right, like you want to narrate, so you know?
I think we're skipping the reading part of it. But yes, we can talk about the process of writing if that's.
Tell me about the process.
So Imtiaz, do you want to talk about the process of writing for you?
No,
before
you go ahead.
Okay. So the process of writing really, with this book, I think the way I went about it is that it's reflections from everybody's life. And what I'd like to say is, yes, it's the story of Maya. But at the same time, it is a story of every girl who's trying to balance her dreams and her reality. And it is important to kind of figure out, you know, where you stand when it comes to those things, because it gets very challenging at some point. And when you feel that you're in a role that conflicts with who you inherently are, and the best you can do to bridge that is what this book is about. And the creative writing process, I think for me, I didn't really have a choice. People will ask you about writer's block. For me, none of that was an option because I was given 3 months to write this book, and I only had weekends to write. So effectively, this book was written over a period of 15 to 20 days. So I could not indulge the luxury of saying, oh, I've hit a writer's block. It was literally like get to work, get it done, and finish. So sorry, I don't have much to say about the creative writing process. I just had to do it, and I got it done.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing, I think. I know what she's talking about. It's, you know, full admiration, lot of admiration for you actually, because you have so many roles to play. You do a day job, you do a, you know, what we call 9 to 5 job. You are looking after your house and your kids, and with all of that, you also manage to write.
Yes.
And within that little period of time, you managed to write this.
Yes.
So that's really congratulations to you. It's not easy.
It's not easy. Thank you so much. And my mom often jokes, she'll tell me that, once you finish writing this book, you should write a book about how you wrote this book. Because I would get so frustrated. I would go to her and I'd be like, Mama, I try to write on weekends, and I'm sitting there thinking, and Maya walks in, and then somebody would be like, Beta, tomato khatam ho gaye. So, it's a part of life. You cannot just shut yourself out in a place and say, I'm in my creative dimension, and life goes on, and you have to do, whatever you need to do. But important thing is to finish what you start. And thank you, Imtiaz.
All right, so we have someone who wants to ask you a few questions. All right, I'll pass over the mic to her.
Sure.
Thank you. I wanted to basically ask, you both write for different mediums. And yes, something compels both of you to write. But what are the, if you were to give, say, 3 tips, each of you, in terms of what are the things that, help you finish what you've started writing, whether it's discipline or anything. If, Imtiaz, you can start with that, and you can also talk about 3 things that, really worked for you to complete this book.
For me, there is no procedure really. For me, it is only the desire or to write, to finish, or to just record what's going on in the mind. And typically, there are things that are going on in my mind without my permission really. And there's a time where it feels as though they want to just come out now. So I just sit down and submit to that moment and hold, like now I write on the computer. So I just open the comp and I just sit over there as long as it takes for me to feel I can get up. So there's no process.
Rupa, what about you?
Yeah, I think it's very similar, that I would get into that mode where you want to start writing, and I don't think I played by a timeline, because for me, of course, it was all very stretched, and I wrote whenever I could write. But it's an interesting process, because the way you structure yourself is, I like to be comfortable when I write. That is one of the main things. I try to I really don't think. I think the only thing that I did really was bought myself some very comfortable clothes, and that was the only thing I invested in when I was writing, because for me it's a luxury to be able to write. And what he said about the story wanting to come out is true, because at certain point in life the story builds up within you, and it's like that constant knocking from within, that you feel guilty at times. When I had not written it, I felt so compelled to write it. It was like, the knock kept getting louder and louder. The story wants you to release it. And I always had a big fear. I felt like I'm going to be one of those people who dies with a story in their heart. And that really broke my heart. In fact, funny thing is, when I was coming here, we hit turbulence. And the first thought that came to my mind is, at least book to likh dina. It's okay. So that's where it is.
Last one question also. There is a common thread of, a bit of Sufism, or a bit of not the regular things that we experience in life, which is there in your book as well, and in Imtiaz's movies as well. So is it something you guys believe in? Is it something that you've experienced, the magic? If you can talk about that and how it lends itself to a story.
So for me, I think Sufism for me is more of a generic term. I wouldn't say I'm limited to one or the other. I think I inherently believe in life and surrendering to the flow of life, which I feel like this was meant to be, right? It was a very interesting thing. This was meant to be. I didn't go around asking people, listen, does anybody know? I had no connections here at all. My friend just happened to be in not such a great mood, and she called me because she usually likes to have a conversation when she's not doing well. And then she talked about her problem, and then she just asked me, she's like, how's your book going, and what are you planning to do? I said, I don't know. I said, I'm trying to connect with Imtiaz Ali. There's no way she's like, wait a minute, I have a friend in Mumbai, and Vani's here. And she called Vani, and Vani introduced me to Jahan, and Jahan introduced me to Imtiaz. And the next day I called her and I said, I'm so glad you guys had a fight and you called me. I said, I'm really thankful. You have to go tell your husband. Rupa says thank you for picking up that fight, because if he hadn't fought, you wouldn't have called me. If you wouldn't have called me, you wouldn't have asked me. And none of this would have happened. So I think that's where what I mean by Sufism is, there's a flow to life, and it just takes you. You just have to be ready to go along on the ride.
And Imtiaz, what about you?
I think she has explained it very nicely. The only thing is that when we say Sufism or, some bhakti or philosophy, etc., we don't mean one thing. We just mean a certain state of mind or a certain, you're trying to get out of the rigidity of the lives or the systems that we live in. I think that is what we refer to when we say Sufism. The dictionary explanation could be something else. And constantly to be, looking out, like getting out of the box and looking at yourself from a bird's eye view is very important, I think, for all people, and equally for writers like me. So that's it.
Thank you so much for that. Now we can open the question to media. So can you pass on the mic? Please raise your hand if you have some questions. All right.
Hi. Very striking sentence on the back page of the book, which said that home is where you belong. And I connect to it religiously. At the same time, I want to know, what do you think? Does each journey take you closer to home, or home is something you figure out on your way? So,
I think a little bit of both. I think home is a place where you feel very centered, grounded, and you feel a sense of belonging. And that's what I mean when I refer to the term home, because and it's individual, and I would say you can discover it as you go along. I did not grow up by any stretch thinking that I would ever write a book. Like I said, I didn't read books for the longest time in my life. It was something that I discovered very later on in life. And I think when you go through the process, when you go through a crisis at a certain point in life, you have to make those choices to realize, where do you want to be, where do you feel centered, grounded, where do you feel like you really belong, where you're yourself. And that's something that is the process of discovering in life as such.
thank you so much. And to Imtiaz, I would like to ask something. So, a lot of your movies talk about your own struggle with yourself.
Romance with myself?
Struggle.
Struggle
In
with,
general, yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I would like to know, do you think that's a bigger challenge to tackle than the external factors? Is your fight with yourself more important?
I think the struggle is always within. I think every external struggle is just a manifestation of an internal conflict, and sooner or later one gets wise enough to recognize that.
Yeah.
You go fight with the whole world, and if you sit in a corner and listen to yourself, you figure out that there are some conflicts within you, there are some demons that have to be satisfied, fought, subdued. And I think in some of my movies that aspect reflects. Also because for me, I have not seen any villainous character in my life. Like when I was going to make my first film, they were saying that it cannot be made because there's no villain in that film. But I had not met a person who I did not in some way sympathize with. So I couldn't really write a character like that either. So therefore I realized that even in my first film, if you see, there's a movie called Socha Na Tha that I've made, there's no villain, and I was trying to actually come up with some statement to say, what is the villain of this film? Who is? And I said that the hero himself is the villain, because there is some aspect of him which has to be kind of dealt with before he can achieve the end. So again, that is internal conflict. So that reflects, because I think all of us deal with that.
Thank you so much.
Hi. My question is, will you ever adapt a book for a movie since... Hi, can you
Is
see
it
me?
to me what?
Will you ever adapt, a book for a movie?
Yeah, I in fact have thought of adapting Wuthering Heights, but I think a lot of people have done that already. Like There are many versions even in India that have been made. Dil Diya, Dard Liya and Muqaddar Ka Sikandar and all that have had aspects of that. Then I was thinking of, a lot of these classics. For instance, I've been thinking a lot about A Farewell to Arms, but it's too expensive. And so then I'm kind of resting that thought for some time. So yeah, I might do that. I would like to do that, but then, the important thing is that when you make a film, it has to be your film. So it could be somebody else's story, but then the story of the film is, what is your story within Wuthering Heights? What is your story within Mayor of Casterbridge? So yeah, I'd like to do that at some point in time. Are we done?
Hi. No, just one last question. This is a question which...
I'm not in a hurry, I will just...
This is a question which would ideally be put to a director when a movie is released. But I'll put it to Rupa. So, Rupa, I'm here.
Yes.
Waving.
Okay, yes, I see you.
So, once you finished the book, you wrapped up the book, did you give it a read?
Writing the book was the easy part. Going back and reading and revising and editing, I think, was very challenging because, the book plays tricks on you. When I was going through the revision part of it, there were some days when I would get up and read this and I would be like, this is the best thing ever. And the very next day I would get up and I would be like, oh my God, what did I write? So I really didn't know whether it was, good piece of writing, a bad piece of writing. And at that point, my editor said, just let it rest. And she said, give it a few weeks between, writing and reading. And she's like, don't go back and read it, just forget about it. And I think that was the best piece of advice, because once you forget about it and you come back to it, that is when you really kind of read it as an observer rather than the author. I wasn't, and yes, I did read it.
So that's the question. So when you read it as an observer and you finished reading the book, what were the emotions and the thoughts that came to your mind? Because then you were reading it like a reader would.
Yeah. The thoughts that came to my mind were, I think I like the story. This is obviously not my magnum opus. I think there were a lot of things I could have changed, I should have changed, and in retrospect you always feel that way. But I think for me it was more important that I got to write it. And the end of it, I think I liked the story. There could have been more of a certain characters, there could have been more of certain pieces in there, which I feel, but I think that's a part of any process that you go through. I think it will be the same for my next book and the next one. But overall, yes, I felt it was a good book. It is reflective, and I think you need patience to read it. It's not something you can rush through.
So before we wrap up the moment, I just have one last question for you guys. There's a moment when you start writing and you get stuck, right? Even with the script, it happens. While you're writing, you get stuck in somewhere and you cannot proceed further. You're like, what should I do after this? What should I do after this? So what's the process after that? How do you get to start writing that once you're stuck?
As she said some time back that you can have this kind of a moment if you can afford it. She couldn't afford it, she didn't have the time. She had very little time and she had to finish it. So she wasn't sitting in the garden and hoping for the rose to grow in it. She had to actually cultivate it, right? And that is the process of writing. And I do the same thing. If there is something that I have to write, I'll write it. It's not a mathematical calculation that at some point of time, you get blocked. It doesn't happen like that.
All right, thank you so much for that. That was the last question. Guys, there are books outside. The author can sign it for you if you need that. But now we'll just click pictures of you. All right, so for media.
मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि आज रूपा जी की बुक रिलीज़ हुई है जिसका नाम है द इंडिगो सन। ये बुक ऐसी है जैसे मुझे लगा मेरी फ़िल्मों में बहुत सारे जिस तरह के नज़ारे होते हैं, जिस तरह के सिचुएशंस होती हैं, वो इस बुक में है। और रूपा ने बहुत मेहनत से, बहुत पैशन के साथ ये बुक लिखा है और मैं यहाँ इनको मुबारकबाद देने के लिए आया हूँ।
अच्छा, ये बुक लिखने के टाइम पे क्या थॉट आया था? थॉट के बारे में जानना चाहेंगे कि किस तरह से स्टार्ट हुआ देखा जाए तो।
आई थिंक थॉट से ज़्यादा बस ये था कि ये कहानी चाहती थी कि मैं उसको लिखूं एंड ऐसे लग रहा था कि बस लिखना पड़ेगा, ज़रूरी मजबूरी बन गई थी थोड़ी सी, सो बस लिख गई।
इससे इंस्पायर्ड होकर लिखे देखा जाए तो हर एक चीज़ के पीछे
इंस्पायर्ड
कुछ ना
लाइफ
कुछ
से, अपनी लाइफ से जब आप अपने लोगों को देखते हैं आसपास, आपको अगर आप थोड़ा सा क्लोजली ऑब्जर्व करेंगे तो आपको इंस्पिरेशन मिलता है उन चीज़ों से। एंड आई वांटेड टू राइट अबाउट इट बिकॉज मुझे लगता था कि अगर कोई और इस सिचुएशन में है, शायद कहीं ना कहीं जो मेरे को अपनी लाइफ से सीखा है वो कहीं किसी के काम आ सकता है।
काफ़ी डिफिकल्टीज भी आते देखा जाए तो फिर कुछ डिफिकल्टीज आई, आप किसे क्रेडिट देना चाहेंगे?
आई थिंक डिफ़िकल्टीज़ आई, बट सबसे बड़ी डिफ़िकल्टी ये थी कि मैं कैसे टाइम निकालूं, बिकॉज अपने आप को एक प्रायोरिटी बनाना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है। हर किसी की प्रायोरिटी आपकी लाइफ में ज़्यादा ज़रूरी बन जाती है। तो फिर मुझे एंड में ये लगा, बिकॉज इनकी मूवी में तो वो थोड़ा सा वेद ने ही एक्टेड अप एंड ही गॉट फायर्ड, बट अगर आप अपने खुद के लिए काम कर रहे हैं तो इट्स डिफ़िकल्ट टू फायर योर सेल्फ। सो वो चैलेंज था थोड़ा सा, पर उसके बाद मुझे ये लगा कि कमिटमेंट अगर आप किसी भी वे में बना दें जिसको आप ऑनर करना चाहें, तो जब मेरे को ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मिला और एक डेडलाइन मिल गई, फिर वो मेरी प्रायोरिटी बन के किसी और की प्रायोरिटी बन चुकी थी कि उनको मैंने कमिट किया है एंड वो मैं लिखना चाहती हूँ, तो वो बन गया।
एक बात मैं कहना चाहूँगा इस किताब के इंडिगो सन के बारे में कि अक्सर क्या होता है, हर इंसान की लाइफ में एक ऐसा टाइम ज़रूर आता है जब वो सोचता है कि मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, क्या मैं सही कर रहा हूँ, क्या मैं ये करना चाहता हूँ या किसी और वजह से ये कर रहा हूँ, क्या ये मेरा अपना एम्बिशन है जिसको मैं जी रहा हूँ या मैं कुछ और करना चाहता हूँ। और कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि आपने अपनी ज़िंदगी, जैसे इन्होंने अपनी ज़िंदगी इकोनॉमिक्स और फाइनेंस में लगा दी थी, कई साल के बाद इनको दिल चाहा कि मैं लिखूं, अब ये लिखेंगी और उसका नतीजा क्या होगा, अच्छा होगा बुरा होगा, किताब छपेगी, इनका करियर डिस्टर्ब होगा, इनकी फैमिली डिस्टर्ब होगी, बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आए होते हैं इंसान के। तो ये खुद उस सिचुएशन में थी और ये किताब भी लगभग एक लड़की के ऊपर है जो लगभग इसी सिचुएशन में है किसी और तरह से। हमेशा क्या होता है कि इनकी खुद की ज़िंदगी का इस किताब के अंदर रिफ्लेक्शन है। वो ऐसे हर इंसान को बहुत सहारा देता है जो खुद कभी भी इस सिचुएशन में खुद पड़े।
अच्छा, इम्तियाज़ आप काफ़ी बुक पढ़ते देखा जाए तो फिर कितना हेल्प होता है?
नहीं, मैं ज़्यादा बुक नहीं पढ़ता हूँ एक्चुअली, पहले बहुत पढ़ा करता था, अब ज़्यादा नहीं पढ़ता हूँ, ख़ास करके कहानी की किताब नहीं पढ़ता हूँ।
तो कितना हेल्प होता है देखा जाए तो फिर?
जब पढ़ते ही नहीं हो तो हेल्प कैसे होगा?
जो भी पढ़ते थे देखा जाए तो फिर तो इसमें कभी कुछ हेल्प हुआ?
देखो, पढ़ने से ज़्यादा ऐसे लाइफ में आप जो जीते हो देखते हो उससे ज़्यादा हेल्प होता है।
स्टोरीज तो आप लिख ही रहे देखा जाए तो फिर अगर बुक लिखने का चांस मिले तो किस सब्जेक्ट?
अरे मैं बहुत चाहता हूँ बुक लिखना और मैं ज़रूर लिखूँगा, और वो मेरे ख्याल से वो ऐसे किसी सब्जेक्ट में होगी जो जिस पे फिल्म नहीं बन सकती।
ओके, अभी फिलहाल आपकी डॉटर शॉर्ट फिल्म में दिख रही
जी।
है, तो क्या कहना चाहेंगे इन फ्यूचर वो भी मूवीज़ में?
हाँ, वो हर की अपनी ज़िंदगी होती है। अगर मेरी डॉटर को लगा कि वो उसको फिल्म्स में काम करना है तो वो ज़रूर करेगी।
शॉर्ट फिल्म के बारे में जानना चाहेंगे, किस तरह का मीडियम है ये देखा जाए तो फिर शॉर्ट फिल्म के बारे में बता सकते हैं?
बहुत पावरफुल मीडियम है शॉर्ट फिल्म्स, फ्यूचर का मीडियम है, मैंने खुद बनाई है और वो सब आने वाली है, तो कुछ नए थीम्स इसमें आप डिस्कवर कर सकते हैं। थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक यू।
सॉरी,
आपने मुझे क्यों चुना इस
अच्छा,
बुक रिलीज करने?
बिकॉज इनके काम से मैं हमेशा पूरी लाइफ इंस्पायर्ड रही हूँ। इनफैक्ट जब मैंने अपनी एक फ्रेंड को बताया कि इम्तियाज़ जी मेरी बुक लॉन्च कर रहे हैं, शी सेड आई एम नॉट सरप्राइज्ड। इतने सालों से मैं ये सुनती आ रही हूँ कि इम्तियाज़ अली जी दिस इज़ हैपनिंग एंड दैट इज़ हैपनिंग। तो उन्होंने कहा कि मेरे लिए बहुत इनका काम आई थिंक मुझे बहुत इंस्पायर करता था, एंड इट वाज अ पर्सन who had got it to this level being who he is. I think उन्होंने अपने आप पे कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं किया, and for me that was a big inspiration कि हो सकता है ऐसे भी. So of course Tamasha was instrumental. It was a turning point in my life, and इस करके it had to be nobody. I mean it could not have been anybody else.
किसके बारे में? देखिए, दो चीज़ें मैं शशि कपूर के बारे में कहना चाहूँगा। एक तो ये कि मुझे नहीं लगता है कि हिंदुस्तानी सिनेमा में इतना हैंडसम आदमी कभी दिखा है। मेरे हिसाब से सबसे हैंडसम हीरो शशि कपूर जी थे एंड हमेशा रहेंगे जब भी मैं फ़िल्म देखूँगा। दूसरी बात ये कि उन्होंने बहुत सारी ऐसी फिल्में प्रोड्यूस की हैं जो इंडियन सिनेमा को एक नए मुकाम तक ले गई हैं। मेरी बहुत सारी फेवरेट फिल्म्स, जैसे कि एक जुनून मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ मेरी बहुत पसंदीदा फिल्म है, और बहुत ही ज़्यादा जो एक्सपेरिमेंटल फिल्म्स थी जो कमर्शियली अनवाइबल थी अपने टाइम पे, ऐसे फिल्म्स को शशि कपूर जी ने बढ़ावा दिया, प्रोड्यूस किया, पैसे लगाए, रिस्क लिए, लोगों को इकट्ठा किया और बहुत सारे डायरेक्टर्स और बहुत सारे टेक्नीशियंस को उन्होंने सपोर्ट किया है। और तीसरी एक और चीज़ है कि पृथ्वी थिएटर जो मेरे लिए एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट जगह है बॉम्बे में, जहाँ एक क्रिएटिव और थिएट्रिकल माहौल पाया जाता है आज के दिन, वो भी शशि कपूर और उनकी फैमिली की वजह से ही है। तो शशि कपूर एक बहुत चार्मिंग, ग्रेसफुल फिगर हैं जो हमेशा इंडियन फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में रहेंगे। क्या हो गया? हाँ,
बच्चों के लिए जूनियर सुना है बैंड रंग, उनका आपका विश बच्चों के लिए कि